I'm struggling here, mate. Let's get a crack a lacking. Is that ridiculous? Maybe. Maybe not. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a little guest appearance down here. So today's video is going to be another chatty one, and I thought I'd basically do a full introduction and let you know a little bit more about myself, because I thought I did just very spontaneously start this channel, and if you don't follow me on other platforms or if you don't know me personally, then you're probably thinking, who is this girl? Why should I listen to her? So I thought I would just introduce myself properly and let you know a little bit of a background about who I am, what I do and why I'm here basically. So we'll get started with who I am and what I do essentially. So my name is obviously Violet. I am 25 years old and I'm a personal trainer / online coach based in Essex, and I have been in this job and in this industry for 2 years now, and honestly, best decision I've ever made in my life. Beforehand, before becoming a PT, I couldn't stand my job. Absolutely hated it, but I also really wasn't sure about what I wanted to do or what avenue I wanted to go down. And this was the case from school, to be honest. Like, I didn't have a career in mind that I wanted to go into, and therefore that kind of, I didn't know where to go or what to do. So I ended up falling into jobs that was just to pay me an income, basically. I didn't enjoy them at all. And even college, like, I didn't take subjects that I really, really wanted to do or really thrived in. I just kind of picked them out of thin air and went with it. But safe to say, we turned out all right. I'm very happy with where I am now. So although I didn't have that clear vision in mind of what I wanted to do, like, as I say, we figured it out and we got there in the end. And it ended up being in fitness, which I think I was probably destined to go down that route, because I've always been very sports related and into fitness my whole life. So it was destined, it was meant to be. But prior to becoming a PT, I started off in a job in an office in Brentwood, which was actually through like a family friend who got me the job, and it was a receptionist role. But oh my God, when I tell you it was the most boring job I've ever been in my life, it was awful. Like, each day felt like 24 hours long. I didn't have any work to do. I was sat on this desk in my own office on my own, and I didn't have anything to do other than answer the phone. And there was barely any phone calls that occurred as well. Other than that, it was like taking the post in, which would be a 10-minute job. And that was about it. That was as exciting as it got. So I would just sit at a desk for however many hours per day, and it would feel like the day was just never going to end. So safe to say, I did not like that role. And then when I finally decided to become a PT, it was actually during lockdown, because I was a Courtney Black kind of gal. Through lockdown, I was banging out the Courtney Blacks left, right and centre, them HIIT workouts. She was doing like double sessions a day. I was loving it. I was living the dream. And I always thought, to be honest, like, before I even thought about becoming a PT, I thought, I can't do that. Like, I've not got the personality for it. I'm not extroverted enough. I don't have that confidence. And I genuinely thought, there's no way I can do it. And also in this day and age as well, doing things like this and content and posting yourself online and videoing yourself, I just didn't have the confidence to do that. So I thought that it was never in my scope, really, because of my personality. And thinking back now, it's ridiculous, because you don't have to be a certain personality type to do a certain job. You can obviously become experienced in it in your own way, and you also haven't got to be identical to other people. So for example, I looked at Courtney Black and I thought, she's so like outgoing and in your face, and like, well, she just brings the energy, which obviously isn't a bad thing. I'm not slating her at all, but I was like, that's just not me. So how would I do the same job and create the same buzz that she creates whilst not having that personality? But nevertheless, we're here now, so we're doing all right. So the personality must be all right. I have no idea where I was going with that. Where was I going? Where the hell was I going with that? Then I basically just decided, like, why not just do a PT course? If nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it. But at least I've tried and I've given it a go, and I've like ventured down that avenue. So that's what I decided to do. Whilst I was still working in that office job, I decided, right, let's take the plunge. Let's do the qualification and see where it takes us. So that's exactly what I did. So whilst I was studying for the personal training, I thought, I don't want to stay in this job that I literally hate. I was waking up so depressed and like just dreading waking up, and like as ridiculous as that sounds, like my mental health was in the gutter because I just didn't look forward to anything. I didn't want to get up in the morning to go to a job that I hated, to sit there with people that I didn't really like either. No offence if anyone's watching this, just weren't my people, you know. So then I ended up getting a job in Aldi, and I actually really enjoyed it, to be fair, and it did definitely set me up for the early mornings that I do now, because I used to have to start at 5 a.m. It used to be a 5 till 1:30 shift, I think, and to be fair, it was actually all right. People would always be like, how do you get up at 3:30 in the morning or whatever time I used to get up, and I'm like, look, once you're up, it's fine. And obviously now I teach 6 a.m. classes, so it set me up nicely to become a morning person. So yeah, become qualified, and then I actually had a right touch, I'm not gonna lie. My sister's other half sister, is that sister-in-law? I think that works. So she was getting married. So I said to her, like, look, I'll train you. You can be my first client, you can be my first transformation, this, that and the other. And at the time, she was actually being coached online by Sam West, who owns the gym that I work at now. And Sam put a post on Facebook saying, like, does anyone know any personal trainers that are looking to coach some classes? We're opening up a gym in Brentwood and we're looking for people to come on board the team, basically. So Abby tagged me in the post, and Sam literally never met me, don't know who I am, didn't even do like any sort of interview or anything like that, was just like, yeah, sure, come on down, teach a class, see how you get on. And I was like, sweet. So that is literally how my journey started with Fit Factory, the gym that I work at now. And as I say, like, he put full faith in me and was just like, yeah, sure, come on board. And I've been there ever since for 2 years. So as I say, it was very much just good timing, and I've been there ever since. So we're living the dream. Yeah, so obviously very grateful for that. And from there, I literally just took the plunge to go fully self-employed. I stayed at Aldi for a little bit whilst I was training Abby, and doing like the 5 till 1:30 shift at Aldi, and then going to train Abby just to get that little bit of experience under my belt in that face-to-face PT. And then from there, once I started getting some more clients and teaching the classes and stuff, I then took the plunge to go fully self-employed and just jump straight in. And again, the best decision I ever made. Alongside that, I also got a business coach, and it was a great decision to do that because it helps me set up my business in a way that obviously protects me financially, and also just in ways that I wouldn't have come up with doing it myself, having never done anything like this before. So very, very grateful for that as well. And as I say, we're in a great position today, so we're doing all right. So that's obviously work background. And then in terms of like a little bit more about myself, I am one of 3. I've got 2 sisters. I am the youngest, I'm the baby of the family. And I feel like I got into fitness because of my sisters, because they both played football when they was younger. I'd say more Katie, my middle sister, not inspired me more, but probably pushed me down the avenue of football a little bit more, because I would go to like her training sessions, I'd join in with her. Becky was already older at that point and she'd grown out of the football phase. But yeah, all 3 of us have played football growing up, and that's where the love for fitness started, I would say. And then all through school I was very sporty, loved every sport under the sun, got involved with anything and everything possible, and just loved every minute of being active, basically. And I'm so grateful for the upbringing that I have had, because I've never looked at food as like being a diet or having to restrict myself or anything like that, but it's been nice. Like, activity's always been part of our life. It's not been like a chore or forced upon us or anything like this. We've always enjoyed it. So yeah, youngest of 3, we all get along really well. No dramas, no family beef, anything like that. Mum and dad, obviously great. Dad is a fitness freak. He absolutely loves running. If you know him personally, he's like the marathon man. He runs marathons like it's a walk in the park, like he's doing a park run. He's not normal. He's 60 and he would wipe the floor clean with majority 20-year-olds. So yeah, I've got high standards to try and match. And I genuinely don't think I'll ever be at the level of running that he's at, even though I'm 40 years younger than him. My maths was bad there, just ignore that, yeah. And then mum is great. She is great. However, she is not into fitness.
This is VIP, ain't it?
What's this then?
Come.
What's the 10? She was sporty growing up when she was younger, but yeah, didn't carry that into her adulthood. But she is the heart and soul of the family, and we would all be absolutely lost without her. Whether she's into fitness or not, that doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the family in a nutshell. We've got little Rosie down here as well, a little Ruru. She's a good girl. And then yeah, if we jump in to some more spicy questions. Well, not really spicy, but you know what I mean. So I've covered quite a lot in terms of the career aspects, but I've got a couple of other questions here to answer. I've got, what inspired you to become a personal trainer? And I feel like I've touched on that, to be fair, in terms of the Courtney Black, really enjoying them, and also just not really being sure of what I wanted to do, and then just thinking, sod it, we'll take a gamble and we'll see how we get on. So I'd say that's probably what it is, and also just wanting to do something within the fitness industry, but not 100% sure what. I think if I didn't become a PT, I maybe would have ventured back into football a little bit more, and maybe become like a coach or something. The reason I stopped playing football is because I broke my collarbone. What year was that in? Must have been like 2021, I think, something like that. So I was playing football for a local team, nothing crazy, just like a Sunday league. And I was through on goal, and some girl just basically took me out, tripped me up, and I landed directly on my shoulder. And to be honest, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but it didn't really hurt that much. It must have been the adrenaline, but you literally heard the bone snap. And I think I was quite like away with the fairies, because I got up and the manager said to me, he was like, do you want to play on? And I was like, yeah, I reckon so. But I stood up and then I was like, okay, something is not right. Come off the pitch, and I went like that, and my collarbone was literally just in two pieces. Like, it was like this. Obviously supposed to be together like that, and the whole bone had just gone boop down like that far, no exaggeration. And then I was like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna pass out, because I'm really bad with things like this. Any like blood or gory stuff I'm not good with. So I like laid on the floor, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm not okay. I'm really not okay. So my manager and his daughter had to drive me to hospital. And yeah, not the greatest day. And my mum actually works at the hospital that I needed to go to, and I knew that she was on an early shift, so she would have been finishing about 3:30, and this was about just before then. So I rang her and I was like, have you finished yet? Are you on your way home? She's like, I've literally just about to walk through the door. Why? And I was like, well, can you turn around and go back to the hospital, please? She was like, for fuck's sake, what have you done? And I'm like, maybe broke my collarbone. I'm saying maybe, trying to play it cool. I knew that it was broke. She's like, for fuck's sake, yes, I'll meet you there. Like, so she's had to spin it round, meet us there. And I ended up having to have surgery. So I've actually got, I don't want to drop my phone on the floor, I've actually got a metal plate in my shoulder now. I mean, I would say, can you see that? But it's quite clear and visible in comparison to the other one. You can see that big lumpy bit, and then you've got the scar from there all the way down to there. But luckily it hasn't actually caused me any issues over the years. I'm able to train exactly how I want. When it actually hurt the most was when I was working in Aldi, and I was like doing repetitive movement of that shelf stacking. It would really play me up, but ever since I've left there, it's been absolutely fine. So, you know, it was destiny to become a PT. When we have got, why do you only train women? There's no real specific reason for this, other than the fact that I think that women's health is neglected and pushed aside quite a bit, in the sense of not getting the right support and guidance needed, because any studies are always done on men. Male coaches never appreciate, well, not never, but most of the time they don't appreciate women's cycles, the hormones, the mood swings, and it's always like kind of seen as a negative, whereas you've kind of got to hone in on utilising your cycle to the best of your ability and knowing how to deal with it and stuff like that. And I just love educating women in that sense, rather than just struggling all the time and not knowing where to turn or who to go to for advice and stuff like that. So that's why I started coaching women, and also men at the same time. And I just preferred coaching women because, as I say, I think it's so rewarding and empowering to be able to lift women up when they don't have the support and guidance that they've needed in the past, however many years. I just find it really rewarding, and obviously I can relate to women more than I can do men. And yeah, I enjoy it, to be honest. That's the reason why. Then we've got what's the biggest myth about women in fitness. And it's got to be when women say, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get big and bulky. And this one does my nut in, because it's not going to happen. Unless you're going to eat and train like a bodybuilder, you are not going to get big and bulky. You're going to benefit massively from lifting weights. You're going to get stronger, fitter, healthier. You're going to have less risk of osteoporosis in the future. You're going to decrease your likelihood of losing your muscle mass quickly as you get older. Like, so many different benefits, but one thing that you're not going to get is big and bulky unless you really fucking try for it. And trust me, I've been on bulks. I've been on bodybuilder type vibe plans and stuff like that. It's not as easy as it sounds, you know? So that has got to be number one for me. I hate that so much when people say that, because it winds me up. Then we've got cardio or strength training for me. Personally, what do I prefer? If you asked me this a couple of years ago, 100% would have said strength training. However, I love a mix of the two now. I really am enjoying the hybrid style training at the moment. The running, the high roxy stuff, and also the weight training as well. Don't get me wrong, if I'm ever like lacking motivation and don't really want to train, then I'll always fall back on a strength session, because it's easy for me. Not easy for me, but I find it easy to motivate myself because I know how good that makes me feel. Whereas, say for example, going for a run, I can struggle with that motivation and that get up and go and like, oh my God, I can't wait for that. Whereas I would feel that a little bit more with a strength training session. So in answer to that question, I would say probably both the same. No, I wouldn't say both the same. I'd probably say a 70-30 to strength training. No, what am I chatting? We'll say 60-40. That's a better split. 60-40 strength to cardio. And then someone's asked, how do you stay motivated on off days? To be honest, I think I find it easier to stay motivated when I've got something booked in the calendar than I do when I don't, because obviously there's nothing really riding on whether you go to the gym or not, or whether you go for that run or not. Whereas, say for example, at the moment where I've got a half marathon coming up, it motivates me to go for the run because I know what sort of outcome I want when I go to that race day. Like, I want to do well, I want to show up, and I want to be the fittest that I can be and perform to the best that I can be. So that motivates me in itself. Like, I don't need to motivate myself too much to go for my runs, because I know what I want to get out of them, and I know how I want to feel, essentially. Whereas, as I say, when you've not got anything booked in the diary, it's a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. And I think it's the same principle. Say, for example, you're on a weight loss journey. Motivate yourself by the outcome that you want. Like, you might want to lose a bit of weight, you might want to feel fitter, you might want to get stronger. Like, that's your why, and that's what you got to remind yourself on the days where you don't really fancy it. And obviously there'll be days where you shouldn't go to the gym. Like, you should skip a gym session if you're absolutely knackered, if you're injured, if you're ill. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying push through and go to the gym regardless. However, there are times where you've just got to battle your mind and just get it done anyway when you don't feel it. Right, then, a few little random ones. We've got one thing that you can't live without. This, my friends, will be the white Nivea. And I'm going to grab it for you in case you don't know what one I'm on about. This one, the Nivea Soft. This bad boy, I could not live without. I get out of the shower and I smother myself in this every single time without fail. Crinkly fingers is literally a phobia of mine. You know, when you have a bath for too long or a shower for too long and you get that like crinkly prune feeling on your fingers. Ugh, disgusting. So that's the answer to that one. White Nivea. Introvert or extrovert? I touched on this previously as well, to be fair, when I was talking about the personality of being a PT. I'm definitely an introvert at heart. However, I have become a lot better at being extroverted because I've been forced to with teaching classes and stuff like that. And also I'm just so much more confident in myself. And I've basically just built that up over the years and not doubted myself so much and just kind of hidden in my own little shell. So I'd definitely say introvert at heart, but creeping into that extroverted. And then we've got, why did you start a YouTube channel? To be honest, there's no real reasoning for this other than the fact that I just like capturing memories. And when I started this channel, it was mainly vlogs and stuff like that. So I just enjoyed whipping out the camera and capturing these memories. And I just think like in years to come, I'll be able to come back here and have a look at like our trips. For example, like the Rome trip when me and Tom went for his marathon and stuff like that. I just really enjoy it. And I thought if I can share that for other people for a little bit of entertainment, then why not? And also I'll start bringing some more educational content onto here as well, and just like helpful videos for people. So there's lots that you can do with YouTube. It's just a matter of staying consistent with it and finding the time to do it, basically. Right, what else we got? We've got some random ones now. So we've got early bird or night owl. I would say early bird for sure. No doubt about it. I am in bed by 9, 10 o'clock every night because I'm up so early. I have 6 o'clock starts, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesdays sometimes will be an early start to fit a run in the morning as well. So I have no choice. If I want good sleep, I've got to go to bed at a reasonable time. And I like my sleep. I like waking up feeling rested. So yeah. Right. When you are not in the gym, what is your go-to outfit? To be honest, comfy clothes all the way. I'm not a fashionista. I love being in my gym wear. When I'm not at work, I'm still in gym wear because I'll be running or going to the gym myself. And if I'm not doing that, in the winter, I absolutely love a tracksuit. Summer, it will be like comfy shorts, vest top type vibe. Or if we're going out but casual, I like a big baggy jeans and t-shirt with like Dunks or Air Forces. That's my vibe. So yeah, not a girly girl at all. And to be honest, I used to really try hard to be a girly girl, and then I just thought, you know what, like just accept who you are. You haven't got to try to like doing makeup or getting dressed up or doing your hair a certain way. Do what makes you happy, and what makes me happy is dressing like a little bit of a tomboy. So here we are. What's your toxic trait in the gym? I don't know. You know what I will do? I'll sometimes be in the gym and I always need to click my back. Oh, it's not going to do it now, is it? Nah. I always need to click the bottom of my back. So I lay on the floor and then I like cross my leg over to click my back, and I'll just drop to the floor and do that whenever I need to. And people probably think, well, what is she doing? But if you got to do what you got to do. But toxic trait, I don't really think I have one. I don't like scream and shout or throw weights down or anything like that. I always put my weights back. So, oh yeah, I'm going to just go with the click in the back. Favourite way to treat yourself after a hard workout, it's got to be a brunch and a coffee with Thomas. We do love doing that, to be fair. Like, we like going for a run in a new little location. Like, sometimes we go down to Southend on Sea and do a run there. Or even if we just run around here and then we go to like our favourite brunch spot. That is probably the favourite way to treat myself. And I love a little iced coffee after a workout. Just hits the spot. Then we've got top 3 fitness girl inspos. And I did think about this one, to be fair, because there's quite a few people that I follow and watch YouTubes and stuff like that. However, my top 3, I thought Lucy Davis has to be number 1, because that woman is just an absolute animal. Like, she's just not human. Like, the way that she can run an ultra and then be in the gym 2 days later just beasting herself with a high rocks workout, it's not normal behaviour. And to be fair, she admits that herself, like, it's not normal. And like, just her paces with her running and the way that she makes everything look so easy, it's got to be up there. Then another one that I follow is Nutty Food Fitness. And what's really bad is I can't even remember her real name. Anywho, she's really good as well. She's actually a runner. She runs all sorts and she's done triathlons as well. And she's just really nice. Like, I just like her vibe. I like her whole ethos and everything that she believes in, and the way that she trains, the way that she fuels and everything like that. So she'd have to be number 2. And then number 3 would be Zoe Ray. I just love watching her videos and her YouTubes, and I think that I can relate very much to her YouTubes and stuff, because I feel like whenever she does something, I'm like, that is just me. So she's very relatable, and she inspires my YouTube quite a bit as well in terms of what I could do with it or where I could go with it. Obviously, she's a Gymshark athlete, which I would absolutely bloody love. And yeah, I really love her relationship with Danny as well. So there would be my top 3. Then we've got, what's a non-fitness skill you're proud of? I would probably say my ability to help people, because obviously that is literally my job, to help people achieve a goal, or even just in everyday life as well. That's something that I really pride myself in, that with my personal training and my coaching, it's not just like a one size fits all. I literally care about my clients like they're my friends or my family. Like, I want the very best for them. So I'll go above and beyond to make sure that they get what they want out of the coaching. So I'd probably say that. And then if we're talking about like a actual specific skill, back in the day it would have been football. Don't know how good I'd be now, to be honest with you. I might have to come out of retirement for a game and just see how I'd be. But I'm just so scared of it, getting injured. I'm too much of a pussy to go back. I have been asked a few times by a few people, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever would. What's a mantra or quote that you live by? It's got to be focused on what you can control. I say this a lot. I say this to myself, I say this to clients, and I think it's a very powerful line, because there is no point focusing on things that you can't control. It's just going to be a waste of mental and physical energy. So you've just got to focus on what you can control and not hold on to anything that is out of your control. That wasn't a very good explanation of that, but I can't bother to go into it anymore. Do you follow a specific diet? Absolutely not, mate. I don't follow anything. Obviously, I eat very well. I eat very clean. I prioritise whole foods and protein and all of that jazz, but I don't follow a specific diet in the sense of veganism, vegetarian, or anything like that. And I also don't calorie count or track my macros or anything at this current moment in time. I might go back to it at some point. However, in this current moment, I don't feel like I need to. I know when to hold back a little bit more and when to feed myself a bit more, basically. And I've gathered that over across the years of obviously calorie tracking and stuff like that. So I'm at a point now where I don't feel like I need to. As I say, if I wanted to like lean up a bit or drop body fat, then there might be a point in my life where I do bring it back in. But at this current moment, I don't feel like I need to. So I don't follow any specific diet. I eat intuitively and also just enjoy going out for meals, and you know, I'm a sucker for a brownie and chocolate, so I incorporate that within moderation as well to obviously keep feeling healthy and fit. So yeah, no specifics. Then we've got TikTok or Instagram. Depends on what I need from it. TikTok, I bloody love a good TikTok scroll. You can't beat it. But then Instagram, I do find more interesting, maybe, to like keep up with people's lives and just be a bit more nosy. But they both have a very, very good part to play. And then we've got, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Nope, already done that one. What can people expect to see on the channel, on this YouTube channel? So obviously what I've already portrayed in terms of the, I need to sneeze. Bless me. So what can you expect to see on this channel? More of what has already been, to be honest, in terms of the vlogging. And as I mentioned previously as well, I'm gonna start posting some more, like, not necessarily educational content, but just more helpful content. So as you would have seen previously, if you've been on the channel, I did like a trainer recommendation. So I might do like a watch comparison from Garmin to Apple and stuff like that. And just chuck a little bit more of those type vibes into the mix as well, which people may find interesting, they may not. However, we'll soon find out when I post them and they flop or they do well. So yeah, I feel like that has been a nice 30-minute waffle. And I hope that you know a little bit more about me. And yeah, got some entertainment from that. As I say, with these like sit down talky videos, I'm not really sure how I feel about them at the moment, because sometimes I'm a bit like, nobody cares, hun. But some people do care because they do watch them. So we'll just see how it pans out, shall we? So thank you for clicking on this video. If you've got any other questions that you want to know the answer to, drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. But thank you for listening and watching. Be sure to like, subscribe and click that bell emoji for notifications for when I post. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Why are you being painful? Come on. Want some help? Come on. Why are you being dramatic? Oh.